Hey guys, it's Jessica. I wanted to go over something that I found really helpful when I figured this out because I really struggled at first with figuring out how to name my files. And because you're going to have all these different files, of course, of all your different items. And the struggle is when you go to upload them in Facebook, you would love to have them, upload in the order from extra small all the way to 3XL without having to constantly shuffle files around and move things. And you want to just basically keep your files organized and easy. Well, what I found was when I very first did all of my photos, I did them in order and I uploaded them to Facebook, and it was really easy. But over time, as I would add in different files and things, or I found different items, or I got returns or anything like that, all of a sudden I'd take new pictures and they would get disorganized. And next thing you know, I was uploading to Facebook and having to shuffle all these files to try to make them in order. And it took a lot of time, a ton of time. So what I decided to do was to come up with a file naming strategy. So you can see over here on the right, it's not very, I should have capitalized the letters and made it a little bit nicer for the purposes of this tutorial. But basically what I did was I figured it out that if I come up with a coding system, a number coding system for all of my sizes, what I can do is ensure that all of my files go in the order of extra small up to 3XL. And when I add new clothing items into my database, that basically if I name them correctly, then they will just file right automatically in with the rest, and they will, basically, become one of the rest of the mediums or the larges or whatever respective size they are. So this is what I do. So let's go to where my files are. They are right here. What you can see is I have them broken down by the different styles. Okay, so it's easier for me just to keep that organized. And when I open up the, let's say Amelia, what I did was I named my size card, the very first page or the very first item that I want to have in my album, I labeled with a 0 at the beginning. And then I just put size card. Doesn't matter what you put. If in this album I start it with a 0, it'll always be the very first thing that comes up in my organization. So what I did for extra smalls is I named them, and you can see, I'll scoot this over here. You can see that extra smalls are a 1. Oops, there you go. They are all a 1. And I'll show you how I do this in just a second. I left one file undone because I actually re-photographed all my items, so I had to re-go through this process. But extra small, you can see, is 2 Amelia. And it doesn't matter what the numbers are after. It doesn't matter if there's a letter after. It doesn't matter anything after, as long as I put 3. And I do like to put Amelia because in case I wanted to put them all together in one big master folder, all the styles, the Amelias will still hang together. And then I go 4 means it's a medium, and so on and so forth. So let me show you the one that I haven't done yet. So I imported all my maxis, and I haven't renamed these ones yet. So actually I'm going to delete this size card. Okay, so I'll bring this up. I know I'm on a Mac. You might be using a PC, but you know how to kind of work your normal renaming processes. But I'll go in and I'll pick all my extra smalls. So I only have those 3 extra smalls. I'm going to right click them. I'm going to press rename. And for the way that, renaming on a Mac, I will put 1 space maxi, a space, and I just had it say, to put numbers after, just so that they all have different names. And I pressed rename, and they became now 1 maxi. extra smalls, I'm going to go through and pick the extra smalls. Let's see. And I'm going to rename those, and I'm going to name those to Maxi. Okay. And I'm just going to go all the way through. So it doesn't matter how you export them, because as you can see, they are exported as Maxi October when I had done this photo. So it doesn't matter what you export them, because you're going to just rename them. So it looks like I only have 3 smalls here. So I'm going to label again a 3 for small and rename. So it looks like I only have 2 smalls, but if you can see, here is one that's out of order. When we did the photos, that's my baby. When we did a media, sorry, it was my baby. When we did the photos, as you can see, a medium got out of place. So I can either go through and continue to organize all of the rest, and the medium will drop to the bottom because it's an M versus a number, or I can just rename it right here. And so because I have my little, numbering system, I'm just going to do it right there, and I'm just going to say for Maxi. And, I can put a C after it or whatever I want if I have to, because later I'll just put for Maxi and I won't want it to say, hey, you already have another file that's the same name. But as long as, there we go. So I'm just going to rename these to 3 Maxi, and those are going to file on to small. So now you can see they've grouped together, which is what's really nice, is they've grouped together in order, extra smalls, and now we move on to smalls. And then right here is the medium that I already put into the medium box, or the category medium by a 4. So what's nice about this is you'll go through and do this, and I won't bore you with doing it all the way down, but what's nice is you'll go through and you'll have it look like this. Oh, and I'll show you what I do with the leggings as well. But you'll have it to where everything will be in order. So now what's going to happen is you're going to have a new stock, and you're going to add to your files. Well, you can export them to a different file and go in and label them right from that brand new file first. Label them with your coding system and with the name, and then you can just slide them on in from that new file right on into your different preset file folders, and they will just fall right into place into the organization for your next album sale. So it'll be nice and easy. What I did for leggings, I just did for OS, I just named them 1. And for TC, I named them 2. For kids leggings, I did kids. I did all the small mediums are 1s, large extra larges are 2s, tweens are 3, and mommy and me sets are 4. So that makes it really easy. So I can, put those all into one file. Anyway, guys, I hope that helps. And oops, I was just going to end the webinar. I hope that helps. Let me know if you have any questions, and have a good day. Bye.